On today's video, we're going to be processing up this deer, me and my dad. And my dad is the pro, I am the amateur, and I think what we're going to do is we'll have him do one hind quarter, have me do the other, and probably everybody can get a little chuckle out of how I go through it, because like I said, I'm kind of the amateur, but it'll be a good experience for me, and maybe it'll help some of you guys out too a little bit. We're going to be doing a hind quarter or a hind saddle, hey Dad?
Sure.
And my dad is the career meat processor. I am the amateur, and thought it'd be kind of fun for him to do one, and I'll kind of do it at the same time. Actually, I know a lot of times when we're cutting deer, I'll skin it, I'll break it down.
Yeah.
And you'll start kind of doing this thing, and then I'm kind of going through the trim, and I'm getting the fat off, so we kind of have our little assembly line. Yeah, I don't always take the time to kind of sit down and follow along with you and kind of really learn it. So that's what we're doing today. I have cut a few deer when you haven't been available. That was just me taking meat off the bones. That's kind of what I know about it. So we're going to kind of go through that. We thought it'd be fun to do. So
sure.
Yeah, Dad, I don't know. You can maybe talk a little bit about how we trimmed these down to this point,
right.
maybe.
If you open these up, and of course that is the cavity that you field dress out.
Mm-hmm.
So we did and cleaned it all up good, so it looked nice, and you can kind of see the bone structure of these. Like, say for instance, this hip bone area, you can see the bone structure of it. We just wanted to make it more plain to you, but we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to do mine. Dave's going to do his simultaneous with me, and his is just the opposite of mine, because one is the left side, one is the right side, and that's one of the things that confuses guys that really haven't done a whole lot.
It's like I almost need to cut looking at a mirror,
right?
Because it's going to be like you say, a little bit the opposite.
Exactly.
But I'll try to pay attention. We'll try to work.
Sure.
Through it.
That way you can get a system down, and it makes your cutting a lot easier in the future.
Yeah.
First thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and remove, referred to as the sirloin tip. So what we're both going to do, sink our knife right in by this hip bone area. Yeah, good.
Okay.
And then we're just going to go ahead and bring her right straight down.
Okay.
Now what we're going to do is run this sirloin tip off of the femur bone, which actually goes right up through here. So what I'll be doing is getting mine in and going this way, because I want to come down across this decamp where this shank is. So I'm going to go hit that bone, and I'm going to run my knife one cut that way. Right here. Just ride the bone all the way down. There you go, right up over that kneecap.
Okay.
Yeah, you're into it. Okay, go ahead. Yep. Keep going what you're doing. You're loosening up the kneecap.
Okay.
And then we'll just...
okay, yeah, so we want to take that cap right off, right?
We're going to take this
All right.
sirloin tip right off of there.
Okay.
And there they are. And we'll come back to them.
Yeah.
Trim them up so you can go steaks, roast, whatever you want to in the future. Now, we can go ahead next, and we can take off the shank. Configuration of it there.
Yep.
Well, there's a joint right there that you'll be able to go through.
Okay.
You can see how it works there, that joint.
Yeah.
So if you want to get into that dimple on this here,
okay,
and right behind it, go across there real good. Make a good straight score across there.
Yeah, I'm going through it.
Yeah, that's good.
That's kind of what I want.
Take all the meat off there. And I'll go ahead and get...
Okay, and then we're going to try and separate that.
Then we can just take it right off there.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's your hind shank.
All right.
Set it here. We can come back to that later if you want.
Sure. Yep.
Okay. So now, what we got now is kind of what they call the headline or top butt area. And this is your full round area here.
Mm-hmm.
What we're going to do is take the hip bone out next, and we'll get it off of this top sirloin area. And that is that's a weird configuration. You just get in behind this bone, Go shallow with your knife. Don't use a lot of force because you don't want that to snap and pop out on you.
Sure.
Stand offset a little bit and just take your knife. And it keeps going down in there, and it'll start to get some little rough spots there. And you'll feel that with your knife. Go around, come back.
Okay.
And when you get back over here, you can turn it this way if you want, so you can see for yourself. You have a socket right here where the femur bone meets this hip bone. You can kind of see the socket right in there.
Okay.
That's what you're going to work to help loosen up this whole bone. So you're going to work it out around there. But in the meantime, you can still keep going deep and in behind here. And it will help you get it coming looser all the time for you. And you can see it. Put your knife in there. There's a leader there that you pop. And it will start to open up for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you can kind of slowly work on doing there. Then when you get around to that point where it's loose, you can see here where when we cleaned it up, I made sure to expose this bone here. That's something you kind of want to follow down and just go shallow because it's up underneath like that. You get your knife on the underneath side. You can see where it came out a little bit on this side already. This is your hip bone. So we're getting it looser all the time with every little cut. So that's what you want to do is work this bone right on out of there.
Okay. The ball.
You can.
I
You
do,
can see
yeah.
it all. Good.
And then the socket's over here.
Yeah, the socket.
Yeah,
Right,
so
right in there.
Yeah. So I want to go
Yeah.
up in there
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
one-
Eh?
Major big leader in there. If you pop it loose, that thing will start to open up pretty good, which you did.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
if you want to go up underneath that bone, it's going to help come
Sure.
out a little bit more even.
Sure. Okay.
Get your knife up underneath that one,
Okay.
and that'll even loosen that whole bone even more. You can get pulling out on it, and you can see back in behind it better all
Yeah.
the time.
Like right under here. Eh?
Yeah, right. Just follow that.
Okay.
Follow that bone. Careful so you don't land yourself.
Yep.
Take and knock off this top butt area. Right here, there's a little bit of bone that comes out off of this bone underneath here.
Okay.
So you can't quite put your knife right straight down there. It has to come out just a little bit. Make one nice good straight cut, pull that right off.
Okay. And that would be like this here
Exactly.
on this side?
That's right.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
So this being the top butt, we can just... Now there's only one bone left in the whole thing, and that's the femur bone. And that will come out nice and easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
That
know,
one you can see anyways.
Yeah, right. You got this. What you want to do is go down across the top of it. You know,
Right.
and keep pulling back a little bit, and then just a little bit of a knob there, and come down on the back side of it once. Twice. And go this way on it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll start picking it up where it's going to come off. And that little bit I told you that comes out there, that's what you got to just kind of go off the edge of that knob a little bit there.
Sure, yeah.
And that'll take care of your femur bone,
Okay.
your whole femur bone.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
out there. Now this thing is all completely boneless, and
Yeah.
that's the name of that.
Okay. All right. And underneath it.
Sure, underneath that part there, that cut that you made, start lifting up on it a little bit. It's a pretty big wad on there.
Yeah.
I should keep throwing them away. Shouldn't be doing that. Okay. Yeah, I kind of see how big that wad is, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
So that's
You
what
got
I'm
to come
taking
back
out
a
of there.
little ways.
Yeah. Okay.
But you're not hurting anything. Like I say, most of yours is going to be for trim anyway. But
Oh, yeah.
that's backed by the shank meat anyway. It's not hurting any serious meat anyway.
Oh, we're gonna use it. That's for
Oh yeah,
sure.
definitely. That one little knob there. It's always just a little
Yeah.
bit of a pain.
Yeah, it sticks out just a little bit further than you might think.
Right. And that's good.
Okay. Awesome.
Great.
Right.
Now, there's just a little bit of a piece of meat that pulls off real easy right here if you want to do that with it.
Sure.
Let's say we're gonna clean it nice so that if the guy wants to
Yeah.
make steaks out of it, he can.
Kind of like this.
That's it right there. You can even pull it a little bit there. You'll see. And then you can go ahead and separate the top from the bottom where that femur won't come
Sure.
out. You can see right here. This is your bottom round roast where the eye round is. Bottom round. This is your full top round. You get in here and start pulling a little bit, and you'll see that little bit of sinew there.
Mm-hmm. Just follow that seam, huh?
Yeah, just follow that seam down,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll come.
Those are the things that I can remember.
Yeah, right.
I maybe don't remember where the bone structure is, but
Yeah, natural seams. You kind of say, "Gee, that came off good, and it looks clean."
yeah, that's the
This
thing.
is the eye around there, and that's the bottom round.
Yeah, for a novice, it's separate the big chunks of meat
Yeah,
from each other.
big muscle groups from the rest.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so
You can go ahead.
I'll kind of do that.
You're gonna be taking-
Getting a little bit of rain.
Yeah. There you go. Got it. Your top round
Okay.
and your bottom round. No,
And this is what? This is
that's
top
the
or
top
bottom?
round, right?
This is the top.
It does have a cap on it. It does have a
Yeah.
times that I do. Right here it was where there was a big vein there.
Yep.
And you can kind of find that on a little bit of a seam. It'll come right around to the top, and then you can take this cap off
Mm-hmm.
if you want, just to get the meat off the cap.
Yeah.
And that way, when you cut your steaks back here, this isn't flopping around now.
Oh yeah, that'll just kind
It
of
makes for a
curl
nice
and
solid,
separate.
yeah, it makes for a nice solid piece of meat that's left. So we'll
Okay.
be working to trim off that. And this would be good top round roast or top round steaks. I like the top round steaks.
Mm-hmm.
Cut them about, almost a half-inch thick, and then flash fry them a couple minutes on each side. It makes a nice steak. There's no gristle left in it when you've got it all cleaned up like this.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, so you just stake this up,
Sure.
eh? If you wanted to make good steaks out of
Right.
it. Okay.
or
So-
roasted or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
whatever way you want to do it.
Yep. That's how you want to
The
do
main
it.
thing, you got yourself a steak.
Mhm. Yep.
That's what counts.
Okay.
That's what you're
fantastic.
after.
All right. Well,
Okay.
so
That's the top round.
okay.
What's left is this bottom round. That might have just a little bit of cleanup stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take off. And of course, then you got your little bit of silver on the side here.
Right.
It's always nice to take that off. It won't be on a steak or a roast. Either one comes
Yeah.
off easy because it's right there in front of you.
Yeah. Kind of right along here.
Right. Yeah. And then if you want, there's a little bit of shank meat left in here. It sits in a pocket there. You can almost pull it right out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably don't want that on your roast if you're going to roast it, and you don't want it on your steak.
Okay.
But the rest of this is just that area where there's a chunk of fat
Mm-hmm.
that has a gland in it.
Yeah.
These glands lots of times are even in the meat you wind up cutting in the grocery store.
Yeah. Yeah. I just rather not.
Yeah, I'd rather not have it. It looks a little repulsive.
Mm-hmm.
And there it is right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see it faintly right there.
Right. There you go. Just pull that wad of fat out of there, and doesn't matter if you're going to grind it, make a roast out of it, or slice it into some steaks. Maybe you want to take your eye around roast off of there. You don't make a lot of roast, but if you want to make this eye around along with your tenderloins on the grill or something,
Mm-hmm.
it might taste all right for you there. Whatever you want to do. So that's pretty much it. A little bit of silver here, but
Yeah. Yeah. We'll trim
Anyways.
that up.
yeah,
Some fat here.
has a little outside fat that isn't too much, but it'll come off pretty good. But what we can do is go ahead and grab this sirloin tip that we took off first. It
Okay.
has a neat cap in it, and it has
Alright.
and it has a piece of cap meat on it.
Yeah.
So-
Okay.
We can go in here and go ahead and just take this meat cap right out.
Okay. All right.
Good enough.
Yep.
Now, you want to square it off a little bit. It helps when you square things off,
Sure.
because we're going to peel this off there, and this will peel off easier if this stuff isn't hanging on to it. But you can get over on the side here and catch that little bit of membrane that's up on the top of this,
Mm-hmm.
and just pull it off of this. And then you got a peel. Oh, it's a good piece. It's a good morsel for grinding.
Yeah.
That can come right off there.
There. Grind.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And then this we would take and just.
Yep. Go ahead and make sirloin tip steaks if you wanted to.
Use a bigger knife.
Sure.
So just kind of square it off, and then the
Yeah,
rest
right.
of them, something like that. And
Yep.
Some good steaks.
Sure.
All right.
If you want, we can go ahead and take this hind shank, and this
Okay,
will
yeah.
bone out quite easily.
Yeah.
Get the meat off of it.
Okay.
Just go in here, run it down that bone, right down into the big socket part down here, or ball part of it, I should say. It'll just keep coming off. It's just a straight shot.
Yep.
You can do this while it's still hanging on the leg if you want,
Mm-hmm.
or you can just do it here, and it's simple enough. It's done.
Yeah. Okay. Getting a little rain, eh?
Right. Thunder boomers. You didn't want to be out hunting tonight anyhow.
No.
No, you
No.
can be home eating steaks.
No. No. During the archery season, you can kind of lose that blood trail too quick when it's raining. So it's
Oh boy, I'll bet.
try to avoid.
Yeah, after telling me what happened with yours, you had a good deal going there.
Yeah. Yeah, this deer,
You ran away from you and turned around and come running back.
pretty much, he ran out of sight and then ran right back into it
Nice.
and toppled over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out great. So really, we're just separating meat from the bone here.
That's all you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all
Nothing.
shank meat anyway. That is definitely going to be trimmed regardless. You know, if you left the meat on there and were able to cut it on a bandsaw or cut like 3 big chunks out of it, you got that osso bosco
Yeah.
stuff, you know,
Right. Yep.
which a lot of people love. You're
Yeah.
love, you know, there's a lot of ethnicity involved in some of these meals that they make.
Yeah, that's kind of an Italian thing.
Yeah,
isn't
it
it, I
is.
suppose.
That's right. I'm sure it's good.
Yeah. So that's
So that's going to
our
be
shank
it's
meat.
going to be worked up.
We'll go through that.
The
Yeah.
rest of this trim. So yeah,
Let's get a little bit more of this if I can. Not too much there. No.
no,
For meat cutters like me, you might not get everything off the
Well,
bone,
no,
but
I
you can
don't
just
either.
you can just come right back to it. If you left
Yeah.
a big chunk there, it's
come
no
back to it,
problem.
get it off.
So basically, at this point, we're going to take those larger muscle groups that don't have much fat in them, and we're going to cut those into steaks, and then we're going to get a lot of the fat out of the rest of it, and we're going to grind it up into burger. So, as you can see, anybody can do this. At the end of the day, it really just comes down to removing the meat from the bone and then removing a lot of the fat from the meat. If you'd like more information on processing deer, we've got a whole playlist that covers it from start to finish. I'll leave a link below in the description of this video if you want to check that out.
Eat shark. Very good.
So guys, if you're interested in more videos about getting out and enjoying the great outdoors of Michigan's Upper Peninsula, be sure to check out the entire channel. And if you enjoy what you see, please consider liking and subscribing. And for bonus content, be sure to check out our Patreon page. A link to this page can be found in the description of this video. And also guys, remember to hunt, fish, laugh, repeat. Thanks for watching, and God bless.